This is C.R.P.H.A. Humanitarian Advocate. This video will be connected to the Citizen Advocate page as well of mine. This one is part 2 of the video that I did in direct, or not really, not indirect, but directly towards the current known state mayor, Sacramento City in California, in the state of California, mayor of Sacramento, essentially known as Darrell Steinberg, the former senator. Many of those who have seen part 1, of course, which was one that I have a video done by this phone. Essentially, this phone I used in the aspect where I showed, and if you were to look very, very closely, ladies and gentlemen, that you will see a homeless person near the the one side of the cathedral building, which was behind the cathedral station the light rail station, which was right alongside the cathedral station, but right on the other side of the sidewalk of it, and was directly across the two tracks in what the cathedral station facing, going the opposite direction of 16th Street in Sacramento. Not 16th Street, but of K Street and 8th Street and whatnot. It was going the opposite direction of 8th Street towards the Ardent El Paso station. Those who essentially live in Sacramento City and County know what I'm talking about. Also, those who have visited Sacramento know what I'm talking about. And the video is this. It is now almost 10, and I got proof positive that that Darrell Steinberg is a load of shit. Darrell Steinberg has said a lot of things, and yet this proves that he's a load of shit when it comes to the base of the homeless population. And as you can tell, that's a cathedral building in Sacramento, California. So Darrell Steinberg has said even in years past that he was going to do something for the homeless population, and in case in point, this is proof positive that he is just vocalizing shit that he doesn't want to go through with, essentially. Thereby, it is now essentially the full version is by itself, and it's also in the description of the part 1. You'll see on the front cover of Darrell Steinberg of one of our videos of C.R.P.H.A. This one I'm going to mention, of course, the current governor, Gavin Newsom, in the same aspect, in the same video here. But this part of it is directly towards Darrell Steinberg. Now, Darrell Steinberg,
He was, and possibly in some odd, illogical way, respected. But the basic fact is that he's gradually losing that respect, if not more than gradually. The basic fact is that when a politician says that they're going to do something within the state that they're governing, or essentially they're in the state's government building and or in any base of the state government, even when it comes to being mayor as well as senator, they need to pull through with it. If they say what Darrell Steinberg said was that he's going to get it to where there's housing for the homeless, be that housing and placement for the homeless, so where the homeless population is no longer sleeping out in the streets. And also, he mentioned there's going to be a number of. He may not have directly put it this way, but he said there was going to be a wide aspects of low income apartments for those on supplemental security, as well as low income working wages and budgets and such like that, right? It doesn't take 5 years. It doesn't take 4 years for this to happen. He's said this more than one time, even to the media, in various different locations out in the state of California, in the city of Sacramento. Darrell Steinberg, when you say something, you need to go through with it. You can't just say something and then act as if you're doing something when you're really not. Therefore, you cannot say something and then go about your day and business of and ignoring of what you said to the American people. And with that, and with that, YouTube. By the way, that was my phone ringing. By the way, and with that though, Darrell Steinberg, you need to know this. You cannot just say one thing and then repeat it each time the media confronts you and then still not do a damn thing. If I was a senator, just like you were, Darrell Steinberg, I would make sure that of what I say, what will be done for the American people in the state, in any state that I'd be part of any state government in. I would actually go forth and through with it and actually fucking do it. And it may take 2 years or a year and a half. It doesn't take 4, 5 years. It doesn't take even 3 and a quarter for something to actually happen for both the low income population of California, that's including the senior citizens with fixed incomes, especially, and the homeless. So, you, Darrell Steinberg, need to do what you said, because I will keep proving every fucking time that you are full of shit. Which basically will still prove that the liberal Democratic idiot politicians are nothing but all talk and no positive action, which basically can hurt the fucking chances of Biden as well as Bernie. Basically, the cards are already dealt for Donald Trump to win. But nonetheless, even if the cards were not dealt for that to happen, for Donald Trump to win, it would still hurt the chances of your party. And it would hurt your party in all other aspects as well. And it would hurt your fucking credibility too, Darrell Steinberg. And it does hurt your credibility even so much in the beginning. Because I do still have that video on my phone. I didn't delete it after showing it on this video special. And I don't plan to. So Darrell Steinberg, you want to talk to me? Hey, I'm right here. We can talk. Just if you see me out in the streets anywhere, wherever I may be at, I'm not going to say where. I'm not going to say what state either. But the basic fact is, if you do see me, you want to talk to me, I'm here. I'm not, but guaranteed you won't like what I say. In fact, I know you don't like what I say even now. I am a humanitarian, first off, a spiritual person, and a family person. Of course, that could also mean that I have a family on my own. That also could mean that I'm a family man. I believe in families, positive aspects of families, which I do. But also, I'm a humanitarian advocate since 2004, giving the American people and our youth and the citizens of every state, those that are watching this video in libraries, on their pads, on their iPhones or wherever else, even in their own homes and in offices, I tell the American people the truth. And I have done that. I have told the American people the truth since 2004, and I more than intend to do that continuously. Because it is said, and I've said it before, that the liberal media and the moderate liberal to moderate conservative Republican and regular Republican and moderate and no party affiliation type media can only say so much in accordance to the contract that they have with the FCC. Therefore, I can say more than any of the media sources can say. Which basically, that's what the American people deserve, to hear more information than just bits and pieces or moderate sections or moderate lengths of whatever the hell else, right? The basic fact is, Darrell Steinberg, when you say you're gonna do something, don't fucking just say it and then ignore that you said something that's supposed to be beneficial for the citizens of the state, the legal citizens of the state, including the homeless and our youth and our senior citizens and the disabled, medically and physically, and those with born disabilities, especially. It is not becoming of a human being, if you really want to consider yourself a human being, Darrell Steinberg, to say you're going to do something and then you ignore it and pretend you didn't even say the damn thing. Which basically you have done more than once already. Darrell Steinberg, you have no logical reason to say something positive that's beneficial for the American people in the state of California. And that's including our youth and many other people that I've mentioned, and those that I did not. And then completely ignore it. That makes you look very bad by doing that. You know that. You think the American people in the state of California are going to just hear it and then believe it and then go about their day and then not even have a second thought of it? Not remember what every fucking thing you said because you think with the way the internet way of living is too fast paced that people won't pay attention or even remember shit. If you watch every one of my videos, you will see that I remember everything that you fucking liberal idiots have said and have not done. And have done that's illogical and sinful. And not beneficial for the American people. And not beneficial for the state of California. Not beneficial for the United States of America. And that's gone against the Constitution more than once. And that's made the United States of America look really fucking bad to our allies. Case in point, Obama made this country look so fucking weak in the eyes of our allies. This state's education system is the poorest one in this country's history. It may be the one that's able to, the state may be the heart of technology to some extent. The key to new advancements of technology, thanks to Apple, Hewlett-Packard, various others, right? In Microsoft and whatnot else. But when it comes to benefiting the American people that live in the state, the legal citizens, that is, it's the poorest fucking state, run by the illogical, sinful, socialist jackasses, non-humanitarian fuckhead Democrats. When we had Reagan, everything was moderately okay, I'm sure, because he was part of the Democratic Party at the time. But we didn't have it as bad with even Pete Wilson. And Pete Wilson was a Republican. And yes, Pete Wilson was a governor of California when I was in elementary school and grade school. You don't think I'd remember that far back? I'm like Commander Data. I remember everything that I'm exposed to, everything that comes directly right in front of me. I remember everything that comes to my attention. I remember. And everything that I know that comes to my attention that even comes directly towards me, I will easily use as information for the American people to know. even the concerns and worries of the American people, which I have done many times over. I've informed the American people many times over. And I will continue to do so. Darrell Steinberg, you are the lowest of the low, next to Obama, next to Carter, next to um, Joe Biden, next to Obama. Essentially, if I may have mentioned him twice. I don't care. But the basic fact is, you want to be like Hitler. You're doing a good thing. You're doing a good job about that. That's for sure. Promising the American people something that you don't have any intention to pull through with, just like Obama did, basically, and then turned his back on the American people, slammed the door on C-SPAN's and the Republicans' face after saying that he'd work with the Republicans when he didn't. He didn't mean He didn't mean any fucking thing of it. You and Gavin Newsom, Darrell Steinberg, and Jerry Brown showed the same fucking action. Saying that you're going to work with your opposing party, being the Republican Party, and turn your back on the American people and not even and fucking just fight with the Republicans and say this is how things are going to go our way or the highway type of shit. It doesn't go that way if you're if you're a very strong humanitarian and spiritual person. Obviously, you're neither of those two. Darrell Sandberg. A true humanitarian would make sure that things are done that are beneficial for the American people in the state as well as across the country. If you're in the United States government, but also if you're in the state government, you would make sure that every legal citizen is benefited. In every fucking way that is. Okay? Every legal citizen is benefited. You need to make sure that, Darrell Steinberg. So does Gavin Newsom. So does the lieutenant governor of Gavin Newsom, if he has one. If he does, he has to do the same thing. He or she has to do the same thing. The first lady of Gavin Newsom has to make sure that things are done positively and beneficially for the American people in the state of California. Even if she has to slap the shit out of Gavin Newsom, which I will praise if she does that shit. But of course, knowing Gavin Newsom, he might slap her back, which basically he would be the first governor in prison. You might do the same thing to your wife if she did that to you. But of course, you'd be the first former senator in prison. The basic fact is, I care about the American people in the state of California and in the United States of America. And I want everything to be beneficial for the American people in every state, in every county, in every city and town. I want things to be beneficial for our youth. Obviously, you have other objectives that only benefit you and your party, obviously. The fucking bullshit liberal socialist dumbass Democrats. The basic fact is, you need to realize this. You cannot get away with things by saying one thing and then do a complete opposite. And the one thing is also, Gavin, there's no positive aspects of going into. And by the way, that was my phone in the background there. Anyways, there's no positive aspects of going into saying, "Oh, we're going to do this for the citizens of California, or the citizens of New York, or the citizens of the state, or the citizens or whatever state and county, city and county," and then suddenly you turn your back on them and pretend like you didn't even say shit. Come on. The reason you were put in office is because people trusted you. You're losing that trust ever so gradually, if not rapidly. If you were to ever run again, you'd lose without question. And it could be against a person that's in the party of the Republicans, which would make your party, Darrell Steinberg, look really bad, even with your current action, even due to your current actions and wordings and non-actions and fake ass fucking promises. Same thing is said about Jerry Brown, Gavin Newsom, the former moderate Republican mayor of San Francisco, current mm, governor of California. Gavin Newsom has been given 48 hours from last month. I believe it was about a month or two, or sometime like about more than a week ago. He was given 48 hours to take down the sanctuary city and state status. Excuse me. The sanctuary city and state status and its policies are unconstitutional, and they've done nothing positive for the state of California. I don't call blanketing in the sense of protecting illegal immigrants, even those that have caused and committed crimes, even in the sense of murdering a innocent human being. Both New York and California have allowed that to happen. By even after the fact that ICE caught them and was about to convict the illegal immigrants that caused the demise and life lost due to their illegal, sinful actions done by the illegal immigrant that caused that caused the crime and caused the loss of life in the sense of murder, in even the first and second degree, if not even the third degree. Thereby blanketing and protecting the illegal immigrants, even those that cause crimes. Gavin Newsom and Darrell Steinberg, you not only are going against the Constitution by allowing that to happen, by protecting the illegal immigrants in beneficial for your party, which is sinful and illogical. You are showing that you have no level of care, respect, or anything in the sense of protecting, in the sense of protecting and supporting the legal citizens. Even though you may voice that you do, your actions prove otherwise. As the old saying goes, actions speak louder than words. I've said that way more and way before even before Tom Steyer has ever voiced it himself. The only difference is I use it in the sense that it's which is logical and spiritual. Darrell Tom Steyer used it to only benefit him and his party, and that's as far as it went, and he knew it. Granted, I know he's dropped out, which is a good thing. Now, with the fact that I've shown that I do have the video on my phone, and with the fact that I have the same video on, but it goes much longer than that phone that the phone version did. It goes to the where there's no interruptions. Anyway, with the fact that I have that on social media, I will continue to show proof after proof after proof after proof until such time that you, Darrell Steinberg, put what you said you were going to do into action. And this was before you said you were going to do something to block the homeless from the American River situation. This was many years before you went into that statement. Gavin Newsom, I'm putting it towards you to make sure that he does what he said he was going to do in the sense of getting housing for the homeless to where there's no more homeless on the streets, and to where there's low income situation in low income apartments for those on supplemental and low income working salaries, and even those with fixed incomes with that's more than affordable. And also, Gavin, I'm going to give you until Friday at 12 midnight. Friday at 12 midnight would be your deadline. And which basically means that Gavin, you have until then to take down the sanctuary city and state status and its policies. The very unconstitutional thing that Jerry Brown implemented himself. It should not go on. Because those policies are not beneficial for the American people, to be that the legal citizens of the state of California. And it's not beneficial in any way for the legal citizens being our youth as well, and senior citizens. You cannot do something that's only beneficial for one being your party and the illegal immigrants, and not have things that are beneficial for the legal citizens, including our youth and our senior citizens. that is not the logical reason for having a state governor. A state governor is supposed to keep things beneficial for our youth, our senior citizens, and the entire population of the state. It doesn't matter what state. And if there's any illegal idiots that come across the border, they're supposed to make sure the governor's supposed to make sure those idiots are deported and sent back. There's no you're not in the place to play in any, even in the political sense. You're not in the place to play God in protecting those who cross the border illegally. The same is said about Jerry Brown in that same aspect. You want to benefit your fucking party, being now the current liberal socialist Democrats, Gavin? Do as you are supposed to. Do not do what you're not supposed to do. And one thing you're not supposed to do is you're not supposed to go against the Constitution of this country. In hindsight, you're also going against the state's constitution, in which basically shows that you're not really truly benefiting the American people, being the legal citizens and senior citizens and our youth, as a governor is supposed to do. You're supposed to benefit and protect and defend and keep the legal state citizens of California, both senior and our youth and men, the whole entire population. Keep them safe and unharmed. And positively benefited. You're not supposed to do that with those who come into this state and country in general, that who come in here illegally. You're not supposed to do that beneficial crap for those who come in here illegally. So I'm giving you until Friday, 12 midnight, to take down, Gavin, to take down the sanctuary city and state status and its policy for good. And also, I'm giving you until Thursday, 12 midnight, to make sure that Darrell Steinberg, the current mayor of Sacramento, actually does something that he promised as senator to start, which was to get the low income situations for our senior citizens and the whole entire population with the low income salaries, working in supplemental security type salaries and fixed income salaries, for to get low income housing, apartments and what have you else, to be actually built all across this all across the state of California, and also to do something to more than benefit our youth, even in the educational aspect, and also to where there's no more homeless out in the street. And there's an area you can do that in over at what's known as what regional transit has known as Acolyte Flat in Sacramento, California. You can have some housing there for the homeless, which is not too far from Loaves and Fishes, which basically Loaves and Fishes is within the same general surrounding of Acolyte Flat. You can have housing there for the homeless. And which basically, with the loaves and fishes being there for the homeless mainly, it would also help feed them till they're able to get jobs and incomes of their own, which basically would be a positive, beneficial thing for them. Thereby, also, you're with that you're supposed to you are going to be put in your place if you don't do those things both before 12 midnight on Friday and before 12 midnight on Thursday. Of those two things that I stated. And Darrell Steinberg, you have until such time to make sure that you go through with what you said you were going to do when it comes to housing for the homeless and low income affordable housing for the people on supplemental fixed income and supplemental security incomes and low income working wage type budgets and what have you else. You have until 12 midnight to actually have that done, and you, Darrell Steinberg, have until 12 midnight alone till 12 midnight Friday. If I don't see anything happen before then, and it'll be for you 12. I'm gonna do something for you, okay? I'm gonna be a nice guy. Darrell Steinberg, you have until 12 midnight Friday, um, and that will be 12 midnight Friday by the 20. I believe it would be the 20. Well, wait. Yeah, the 19th of March. No, that's Thursday. So Friday would be the 20th, which is on a Friday of March 20th. Yeah, which lands on a Friday, I believe. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, 20th lands on a Friday. So um you have until Darrell Steinberg. You have until 12 midnight on the 20th March to make sure that there's home housing for the homeless in the area of Alkali Flat in Sacramento, California. And you have until the same time to get affordable low-income housing for the senior citizens on fixed and supplemental security incomes. And for those with low-income working wages and budgets as well. And those for the disabled as well. And those for the those who are on supplemental securities who are not disabled and who are not yet retired, and those who are also working with low income wages and budgets and finances, and those who are both single and married alike. You have until 12 midnight, Darrell Steinberg, to make it happen. 12 midnight of the 20th of March, which lands on a Friday. And if there's nothing done before then, you'll be put in your place. Just like Gavin Newsom will. Because I got many things on Gavin Newsom that I got on you as well, Darrell Steinberg. And I know I've said them before, but I can say them plus more. So, Darrell Steinberg and Gavin Newsom, you have until such time that I stated for each of you to do the very thing that I said. And if I don't see any action that's beneficial for the American people in this state, that's including our youth and our senior citizens, then believe me, like I said, I can put you in your place. I have many ways of doing it. It'll make Darrell Steinberg's credibility fall even further. It's what I've said about you, Gavin Newsom. Your credibility has already fallen far enough, and it will fall even further. So, Gavin Newsom, Darrell Steinberg, you better do as that I suggest. And this is not a threat. This is a humanitarian advocate stating the truth that you must do that benefits the legal citizens of California and those in the homeless situation, which has gone on too far and too long. And if it goes on any longer, your party can be demeaned even more so, and you will lose credibility even from your own party. Think about that. And again, if there's a movement that is trying to get Gavin Newsom out of the seat of governor, believe me, I'm behind you 100% on that. This is C.R.P.H.A, humanitarian advocate, in which would be connected to our citizen advocate as well, part of the humanitarian advocate of C.R.P.H.A. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know. And I do note, I will keep tabs on. And also, I will put the same video again on the bottom part of this video in the description, in which you will see it for the full thing. And remember to look very closely when you watch that video, because there is a homeless person on the side of the cathedral building when I was filming it on my phone, where he was laying against the stairway, and he moved his legs and what have you. And with that, you'll hear my voice on it. And I'm going to keep doing those type of videos. Guaranteed. Every time I go out on my outings, I will keep, and if I see something like that, I will do those videos. And I will post them on here, as well as BitChute. Because the same video that I did with my phone is on both social media video sites, both YouTube and BitChute. This is C.R.P.H.A, humanitarian advocate. Have a good day. May Heavenly Father bless you all. And Trump for 2020.